You are into FPV drones and you consider buying the last DJI Osmo Action 2, then stay tuned to this video. In this video, we are going to talk about specs first, then we'll talk about pros and cons of storage, charging time, file export, and recording time for FPV pilots. Let's go! So this camera weighs 56 grams, it's autonomous. There are two bundles, the energy bundles, the one with the power module, and the double screen module, the one with the screen module. The sensor is 1 out of 1.7 inch, 12 megapixels. Field of view is 155 degrees. The aperture is f2.8. You can record to 4K up to 120 FPS, and you can record in 1080p up to 240 FPS. It has a 130 megabytes bitrate, so good video quality. And the stabilization technology is Rocksteady 2.0. So let's talk about storage. The storage is internal, so you cannot put a SD card to the main module. So memory is not expendable. There's no SD card slot, no USB slot. So the only way is to use the power or the screen module. On paper, it says 32 gigabytes, but when you use it for real, it's only 22 gigabytes. So honestly, it's short for 4K video files. That would be okay for 1080p files. Let us talk about charging time now. The battery is built in and is not changeable. So when your battery is dead, you cannot replace it. I mean, it's okay when the battery is brand new, but the more you use it, the more the battery performance is going to degrade. How long does it take to recharge it? 5 minutes of charging will give you 20% of battery life. 30 minutes of recharging, you'll be able to charge it full top up. So let us talk about file export. To get the footage off of the camera, you need to upload it to the power module or the screen module. The problem is it does not give you the status progress, so you don't know how long it's going to take, but it takes around 1 gigabytes per minute. So 1 gigabyte per minute, 20 gigabytes, 22 minutes. Let's talk about recording time now. You'll be able to record between 15 to 30 minutes, but some tests have been performed, and if you shoot in 4K 30 FPS, your battery will last 28 minutes, around 28 minutes. Okay, so we've talked about storage, charging time, file export, and recording time. I want to put the emphasis on the recording time. Please note that several things are going to limit your recording time. So the storage first. 22 gigabytes is pretty short for 4K footage, and the more you increase FPS, the less you're going to be able to record. Charging time. It takes 30 minutes to charge your battery full top up. File export or exporting time. It takes around 1 gigabytes per minute to offload the footage from the main module to the screen or power module. One thing we've not talked about: overheating. Once your camera overheats, it shuts down and you cannot use it anymore as long as it's still hot. So who is it good for? I think it would be okay for DJI FPV users because the Rocksteady 2.0 stabilization is much better than the DJI FPV stabilization, and this action cam does not disturb the DJI FPV GPS, contrary to the Osmo Action first generation. I think it would be okay for Cinewoop users. Small form factor and it's very light. I think would not be that great for freestyle quad users because once you crack it, there's nothing you can do. So I would advise freestyle quad users to consider buying the GoPro 10 instead. It's more rugged. Please note that the lens on the front is not replaceable. Once you crack it, there's nothing you can do. And just hope that the magnet will be strong enough to hold your camera back. So it's up to you to decide. Subscribe. Cheers and Happy New Year. Bye guys.